Hi, I'm Dave Province. Today's lesson will be introducing the natural minor scale. The students already know how to play the F major, concert F major scale on their instruments, what it sounds like, what the whole step, half step pattern is of it, and how to lower a note by a half step, either add a flat or change the sharp to natural. When the lesson's done, they'll know how to change a major scale into its parallel minor scale. They will know the whole step, half step pattern of a minor scale, natural minor scale, and they'll be able to identify music played in a minor key and learn that everything isn't played in a major key. We would start the lesson with F major scale on their stand, along with a music staff, paper, pencil, and on the board would be written the same thing. There would be the F major scales for each instrument, the B flat instruments, C, E flat, and F instruments, and also a blank staff below so that we could write our scale together. We would use the F concert F scale as a warm-up that day, and after we'd warmed up on the F major scale, then we would say, okay, now we're going to convert it, change it into a minor scale, and we'll tell them that we're going to do that by lowering the third, the sixth, and the seventh degree, of scale degrees, a half step. I'll say, okay, write your first note of the first two notes on your staff. They are the same. Now, everybody, we're going to write the third note. The third note has to be lowered by a half step. Have someone in the class tell me how to lower a note by half step, and then, okay, everybody do that. Kind of check, make sure they've got it right. Make sure everybody has it right. Have somebody come up and write those first three notes, including the lowered third step, on the board to go with their instruments. Then I'd say, okay, write the fourth and fifth scale degrees, and now we're at the sixth and seventh. They also have to be lowered by a half step. Have them do that on their own, walk around, look at them, and then make sure that everybody's getting it right, and then make sure they have it right by having, again, someone come down to the board and write down the sixth and seventh step for their keyed instrument. Then have them write the eighth step as well, the same note and same key note, an octave higher. Next, we need to make sure everybody knows the fingering of those notes, so they're going to make sure that they do it. Everyone should have a pretty good idea. The ones that don't, ask help from the others in the section so that everybody knows the correct fingering. Then we would play the scale. One note at a time. I would follow me as I direct it. Just fermatas, hold each note as long as I say so. And then if they can do it, then we'll play it in quarter notes. After we've done that, let's go back to the F major scale and play that a couple of times. Let's compare them. How do they sound differently? And then after we've done that, I'd have the clarinets play either a major or minor scale, and the rest of the rest of the class would identify it as a major or minor. They wouldn't tell them, play it, and then identify it. Mention that this is a natural minor scale, and there are two other forms of a minor scale, but we'll get to those later on another day. To gain and drill this over the next few classes, we'd have them come in and, of course, play the F minor scale again, and then make sure and then write down the whole and half step pattern for that, for a minor scale. Then let's take a new key note, and everybody has to compose a scale on top of that. Let's play that scale, followed by another day a third key note, and write it again. And then play on those days, play the parallel major scale as well, so that they can, again, compare them. This should help them learn the minor scale and use it in their listening and their performing.